I have been an iPhone user ever since the original came out back in June 2007.
This is a day I've been looking forward to for 2.5 years.
That's 13 years ago. And I've been an iPad user since the original came out back in 2010. And only recently went all in to the Apple ecosystem when I swapped from my Windows PC to this, my MacBook Pro, which is the M1. So having been in the Apple ecosystem for a while now, why did I ditch this, my beloved iPhone 12 Pro? Let's find out. Roll the intro. I'll admit it, I've been a bit of an Apple fanboy in the past, and each time a new iPhone came out, I upgraded. Not because I needed to, but because I wanted to. Since the iPhone 10 though, apart from going back to a more square design, changes that have been made haven't really been that noticeable to me. So when Mr. Cook announced the iPhone 13, I was hoping would be something different or innovative or new, and then all we got was basically the same phone with a different camera. I was massively disheartened. I wanted to feel excited again. It didn't even need to be a new iPhone, just a teaser of a new product like Apple glasses or an Apple flip phone would have been cool. Anything would have been enough to retain me, but nope. Nothing of the sort. I've gone all in with this, the Samsung Z Flip 3. And like I did when swapping from PC to Mac, I've forced myself to stay with it by addressing any issues rather than just being lazy and picking up my phone and turning it back on again. Now, I'm not going to be talking about the specs of this phone. I'm not going to review the handset, and I'm not going to test it because there are plenty of videos out there doing that already. I am, however, going to tell you what my problems or issues were when it came to swapping from iPhone, iOS, to Android in an attempt to help someone else who may be in the same boat as me.
This is the way to the garden in the night.
Right, let's crack on with the issues, or rather the niggles that I had. Number one, no photo sync. I still use my MacBook Pro as my daily driver and my iPad a lot, so it would be nice to have all my photos from all my devices sync to the iCloud, but alas, this isn't possible with Android. Well, not natively anyway. So now, instead of Apple Photos, I flipped it and I have Google Photos, which is running on my iPad, my Mac, and my Z Flip 3. So all of my photos are all in sync and accessible across all of my devices. Problem one solved. Number two, iMessage. This was an annoying one, but by deregistering my telephone number for iMessage meant that anytime anyone tried to send me an iMessage, it would automatically fail over and come through to me as a normal text message, providing they were sending to my mobile number. If anyone happened to message me on my iCloud email address instead of my phone number, which they did, I would still get them on my iPad, and then I'd just be able to reply asking them to remove my iCloud contact so that I would then start getting them as text messages on my phone again. I'd class that as issue 2 sorted. Number 3, FaceTime. This one not so easy though, even though iOS 15 will allow you to invite Android users into FaceTime calls via a web browser. This doesn't really work for me, and here's why. My 6-year-old has an iPhone at her mum's and wouldn't know how to invite my Android device. So for now, I'm using my iPad for these calls until such time she is old enough that she gets a SIM card and then can just use WhatsApp for video calls, or I can be bothered to sit down and teach a 6-year-old how to invite an Android phone into an iOS FaceTime call. Issue number 3, kind of worked around. Number 4, Face ID. Android has Face ID. This phone has Face ID, but I have noticed it is very slow and often doesn't recognize me, especially when I wake up in the morning looking like a bag of shit. So I often find I'm having to unlock my phone with my fingerprint, which is annoying, especially when you get used to the Face ID on iPhone being so good and so quick as it is. If, however, you know a way to make Face ID on Android, and specifically the Samsung Z Flip 3 faster, let me know. Comments down below. Issue number 4, not sorted. Number 5, note-taking. I love the Apple Notes app and I use it a lot for work on my Mac, which I then also use on my iPad because again, they all sync with the iCloud. But again, there is no native iNotes app for Android. So for now, I'm just using Apple's web app on my phone via a browser. So my notes are still accessible on my Android device and thus they stay in sync across all of my devices. And before you all start in the comments. I know there are plenty of other perfectly good third-party note-taking apps. Remember, I'm keeping it simple, stupid, and this works for me. So I'm going to class issue 5 as a non-issue. Number 6, AirDrop. Dropping files from my phone to my Mac and back again was quick and extremely easy in the Apple ecosystem. Not to mention, very handy. Not so much now. I have yet to find a quick and easy solution for sending files from my Android to my Mac and back again. So, if you have any recommendations, please do let me know by leaving them in the comments box down below, because that will be extremely helpful. So those are the 6 main things that I've had problems with, and to be fair, nothing major at all. Everything else has been pretty easy and straightforward by basically just downloading the Android version of the app and signing back in again.
Simples.
Also, I found that with the customization that Android allows, I was able to set up the screen gestures to be the same as my iPhone, so I could continue using the swipe up gesture for the home screen and to close apps, rather than to have to use the little app close switcher bar thingy that you see at the bottom of most Android devices. And something else I'm really loving with this phone is the 120 Hz refresh rate on the screen, which I've never had on a phone before. And to be fair, it's life-changing. It's very smooth and very sexy to use and scroll through. So I would definitely recommend, if you haven't tried a 120 Hz device yet, that you do that. And finally, I'd also like to take a moment to mention Bluetooth on this device, because it seems far better on this than the iPhone. Let me explain. With my iPhone, I would always need to try multiple times when unlocking my front door, which has a smart lock using Bluetooth. And I would always have to get my phone out of my back pocket every single time when unlocking my car, because it wasn't close enough to the car to be detected. I am, however, more than happy to report this is not a case with the Z Flip 3. I've not had one failed unlock attempt on my front door, and my car recognises it, whether it's in my back pocket, front pocket, in a bag, wherever. It just unlocks. And that's all I want in life. I just want a simple life. I'm very easily pleased. So I've been using this now for just over a month, and I'm still totally in love with the aesthetics of this phone. It's a flip phone, which definitely helps. It being black just makes it that extra bit sexy, although I am still too scared not to use a case. So I'm currently rocking this kind of black leather Samsung case at the moment. So all it really took for me to swap from iOS to Android was 1, the right handset, and 2, a little bit of patience and perseverance from me. Next, I'm gonna need to think about my MacBook. Do I upgrade to the new MacBook M1 Max, or do I save a few quid and jump back to Windows? Do you wanna find out? Well, you better hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, because I've got one order. And whilst you're there, hit the bell to get notified of when I upload new videos. Don't forget to like the video, even if you didn't. And as always, comments, questions, feedback down below, please. And thank you for watching. Goodbye, Internet.
Throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. Why they throwing shade on me, like they ashamed